Hello and welcome back to Clintus.tv. It is January 2nd, 2025, first day of work in the new year. It's gonna be a busy one, but everyone's firing on all cylinders. I think the extra day off really helped, and having a slow day on Tuesday also helped. So my dad and I are splitting the shopping. He's got Costco, I've got Shamrock and Restaurant Depot. We also got my buddy Kade's Insta360 cam. We're gonna give this a try, kind of give some kind of POV shots. I got some other accessories. I just haven't had a chance to really figure out what I'm gonna do with them yet, but we're gonna be playing around with this camera for the next couple of days and see what kind of cool stuff we can do with it. All right, so I've been running this camera on my chest as I go through a shopping. Very cool. I'm eager to look at the footage and see how much of it's actually usable. Also curious what the audio is like. Since I'm not doing this, I'm just doing my job. I'm listening to a podcast. I'm not talking. So I don't know if this footage will end up being I need to add music to it or do voiceover later, but we'll see. I got a couple clips I think that's what I want to do for now, so I don't need hours of footage. But yeah, cool concept. It's kind of like a drone. I've been talking about getting a drone. I want to get a drone just purely for the aerial shots. I want to go hiking up in the mountains and whatnot, trail hiking. So this camera can do a lot of cool stuff when I'm working. So I think it's really just going to add to the vlog. So we'll give it a try today and tomorrow, and then I'll look at what they actually cost, what the new ones cost, the 4K ones, and maybe we'll make plans to get one here soon. Trucks are all loaded, drivers are out. No shopping today because the one that we would normally shop for got a delivery today. He had a really busy New Year's, so he needed a delivery today, couldn't wait one more day. I've been over here in forever, man. All right, so this is the Insta360 on the window mount, and I can see my little. This is the cool thing. It comes with a little. Honestly, this is a pretty rad camera. The possibilities are pretty awesome. Hopefully, it sounds good. We're gonna use it for this segment, just honestly, because it does exactly what I need it to do. So I got packages from the PO box. I got a letter here from Chase Whitman. I'm assuming it's probably a Christmas card. We have a box with a Z on it. I don't know what that is, and I don't recognize the company that's from. And then we have a article of clothing, it feels like, which this I think, I'm gonna open this because I think I know what this is, because I ordered something that I'll probably never use, but it's a beanie from YouTube beanie, which I'll be honest with you, I'm excited to actually have some YouTube merch, because that's one thing that I wish I had more of, is YouTube merch as a YouTuber. I mean, it's a cool beanie. It just doesn't get cold enough here. But you know what? If we go up north, we go to Flagstaff to visit Bryce. Boom, I got it. Now I got a beanie. So there we go. Got that, and then let's see here. We got a letter here. Ooh, very cool. Chase and Aaron, Merry Christmas. It's a nice little picture here. Chase, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. And looks like there's a ornament. Merry Christmas, Clintus and family. He took our, I think this is Thanksgiving. Is this our Thanksgiving picture? I think this is from the Thanksgiving photo, and he turned it into a Christmas ornament. That's awesome, Chase. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you.
Sorry I didn't get this in time before Christmas, but hey, that's going in the ornament for next year. Thank you. Appreciate that. And then we have a box. Maybe. What the hell? This is awesome. So this is a custom-made coffee mug from Zazzle. It's got my logo on one side. It says King's Coast is the best coast on the other because this mug broke. My King's Coast mug broke. So Eric made me a new one. A better one. Eric, this is so awesome, dude. Thorough, I think that's how you say your name. Eric Thorough, who's one of my longtime supporters. He's a sub on X. And I think he just became a channel member on YouTube as well. Eric, thank you so much. This is so thoughtful of you. I really appreciate it. That's a really nice logo, too. I actually really like the way they did my logo. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Cheers. So this is pretty sick. You know, this is mounted on the windshield and totally hands-free, which is the goal, obviously, long-term. But my big question is what it sounds like. I have no idea what it sounds like, how the audio is. If it's like a GoPro, you know, the audio's not great. Which for POV stuff, you know, on the shirt, on the hat, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Or if I'm just trying to get some really cool angles, you know, and I don't really care about the audio so much. But as like a quote-unquote vlogging camera, I'm really curious. So far, I'm pretty, the possibilities, you know, this thing being magnetic and you just slapping it, having a separate screen, which is, that's by itself is a game changer, in my opinion. So, yeah. Big shout out to Kade for let me play around with this. I'm like 75% sold on getting one. Get the 4K version, the new version. We're gonna watch some reviews. I think that's what I'm gonna do tonight. I know Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon both have made videos on this. I've watched them, but I watched them as just a fan of their content, not as a review of this camera. Now I want to go back and watch them as a review of a camera and actually see, you know, what their take was on it. So that's what I will do when we get home. All right, I'm editing this footage for this vlog you're watching right now. I guess my settings on the Insta360 didn't hold, so all the footage I shot first thing in the morning was all like fisheye. So that's why it kind of looks a little stretched, a little distorted. It's also not 4K, so it's stretched, up-resed, that sort of thing. The footage when I was driving in the car was the first clip where I realized the settings were not correct. So anyway, we're gonna run the Insta360 again on Friday, so tomorrow's vlog, and now that I know what settings to look for and make sure they're locked in, so we will try another POV from the shirt, but also I think I'm gonna wear a hat today just for that purpose and see how different it is on the hat. So more testing with the Insta360 in tomorrow's vlog. Throw down a tortilla, melt some cheese. I crisp up the pork on the side over here. And I throw it in on 1/2, and then just kind of do a little flippy flip action there. Kind of crispy, you hear it? Mm-hmm. Tiffany made like little tostadas.
It's not tostada anymore. It's really good now.
Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, I think she's on a walk. I don't know who with. So I was up in my room playing video games. I was like, do I want to get up and try and go? I was like, screw it, why not? Let's just go. So I get my car. I drive up to Victory, and like I pass by her. I'm like looking on the right roads, and I take a left, and I see her. I see like kind of who she's walking with, and I just drive by her, just kind of like seeing what I can do. Because I don't want to just park next to her, get out of my car, and run. Like I don't know, it's just too obvious. So I drive past, I go around the neighborhood, and I turn around, and then I'm like, okay, if I'm thinking this right, she's gonna be going back to like really close to our house, because that's where her friend lives, I think. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go to the church and sit on that corner and wait for her to cross the street, and I'm gonna go get her. So I park close to the church, and you know, like where this road splits off into like that sidewalk, like the trail. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting on that sidewalk, and I'm like crouched under like the bushes and stuff, and I can hear her and her friend talking. And then I see them like through the bushes, and I see them stop, and I'm like, oh my god, my heart's just pounding, and I'm a little too far. I'm like right on the corner, And she keeps walking, and I was like, okay, I don't want to. I'm like, all right, I lost my chance. So I let her keep walking a little bit, and then I run back to my car by like the church parking lot, and I get in my car and I drive past, and I'm like, okay, they're definitely walking this way towards our house. So I just park like where Sierra normally parks right there, and I walk over to the new places, and like wherever that red bird is, and I'm sitting behind a pillar, and I'm like looking, and I see her walking down here. So then I move down. There's like a red shipment container right there because of the construction, and I'm sitting behind the shipment container, and I'm like right there on like basically on the sidewalk, and I'm just peeking over, waiting for her to cross, or waiting for her to like so I can see her, and then I just sprint across the road. I have my camera ready. I'm just holding it right here, and I had the flash on, so I didn't want to keep holding it forever, like record. So the second I started running, that's when I recorded, and you could see my feet for a bit. And then I just run after her and shoot her. She didn't even notice until I was like this close.
Wow.
Like I thought they would have heard my footsteps and screamed, but I don't know. So I got her. I haven't seen the video, but I mean I definitely got it.
Yeah.
I was spraying her for like a good 10 seconds and then flipped the camera on me.
She's like, stop!
Yeah. And she was like, did you have me as a target? And I was like, yeah, but like it was a coincidence. You have your targets, we don't have to go for your targets.
Right.
And with the purge you can see everyone's location.
Right.
So it just happened to be a coincidence that she was my target, and that's who I went for. But yeah, I just saw her on a walk, and I was like, I'm gonna go get her.
Now you get your second kill.
I think Caleb might try and get it. He's at Lifetime right now, and some girl works there as like a lifeguard or something. So he might try and get her out. I don't know how it went, but gosh,
GG's. So the purge is going on right now, and you had to get 2 kills by when?
By the end of the purge, so in like 70 hours. That's what it said. There's a big timer on the top. So they started a purge at the beginning of break, and it went for a week, and then the weekend the purge was over, and they started a new one for this week of the break. And then they said, with this week, they said every player needs 2 kills. At first, I thought it was every team. I was like, oh, we're chilling. They have like 3 or 4 as a team.
Right.
But they said every player. I was like, okay, me and Caleb only have 1 each, so we got to go and get some. So I told him that, and him and me are the only ones that are in it. Julio and Gabe are out. So I was like, bro, we got to go get some kills. He was like, all right. And he went to the gym. He's like, yo, I think I can get this girl out. She's like working here. I was like, all right, bro, go ahead. I didn't even tell him that I was about to go for her because like I didn't think it was possible. And then once he said he was going to get her, I started looking at locations to see where he was. And then I was like, wait, I can. That's when I realized I can get this girl out.
That's awesome. Berserk, as Mason would call it. That's our Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, and then the weekend. So we'll see you then.